Bring that down. I be vibing out so much to that song. I be doing more vibing than I be doing liking, sharing, and tagging. Y'all know what it is. Yo, to the yo, it's me. It is me. The with the capital T. Always have been, always will be. I am now your late night delight, helping you wind down just right. You know what it is. The one and only Milkman is in the building. Yeah, I did that shit. You know it. You was impressed. You liked it.
What up?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Really?
You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that? My bad. I was rude. Go ahead.
I'm just Bree.
Yeah, we in the building. Y'all know what it is.
I felt like you was about to do it again.
Hey, yo, it is Milk. It is just Bree. We in the house. You know it's about to be some type of vibe when you got me clapping first thing off the bat. I'm not even a clapper when I talk, but I feel like I gotta bring that energy on tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
That sounds like somebody looking for a job. Indeed. What? Indeed.
I have actually two grown adult / teenagers who are indeed looking for jobs.
Not they indeed looking for them. They out here indeed looking for them. Say what's up. I see all three of y'all in the building. Go ahead, tag a friend to tag a friend. Say good evening. Don't just be looking. I guess you're trying to figure out if it's worth hanging around for. Spoiler alert, it is. Yo, hey, yo, Bree.
What up?
How you doing?
I am tired. Yeah. I had a day full of meetings and I feel so much less productive at work. You know what I can't listen to?
What you can't listen to?
a bunch of no, like it's loud in the office. You know what I mean? It's a lot of
Okay,
noise.
okay. It's a
It's
little
a
bit of
lot
noise.
of
It's a little bit
noise.
of noise.
And
Bit of
I mean,
noise.
we probably not supposed to be wearing but I have my head noise canceling headphones on. Now I do leave one like slightly off the side of my ear, and I don't have like
Okay.
bass boosters or nothing on. But
Uh-huh.
I have to drown out some of this noise. Like, how do y'all expect me to get anything done? It's a machine clanking, stapling papers and stuff together. Like,
You
I
can't get
can't
jiggy
work
with
with
that.
this.
That ain't for you. I can't get jiggy with that.
You know, it's right
Mm.
by the L, so the train keep going by and it rumble. Like,
Can I tell you where
it's a
there's some
lot of
correlation? I'm
noise.
having some correlation trouble for you though. And I'm about to be argumentative here just slightly. And I don't even mean to use the word argumentative because that sounds like it's abrasive, but I am going to push back ever so slightly. Okay? Because you are the city girl who
I
can't
know.
sleep without some
I
sirens
need
and
some. I need it to sleep, right? I need some background
yeah,
noise to sleep. But when I'm trying to focus, I
focus.
gotta zone in, especially if I'm doing like
Uh-huh.
math.
Okay,
I
trying to
need
count.
it. I need the
Hey,
clanking, the
hey,
clanking at the top.
hey,
It's
hey,
not
that's
because it's not sirens I'm hearing. I'm hearing clank
yeah,
clank, clank clank, clank clank,
yeah.
clank clank
Right. So
of
you
a very like loud industrial size stapler.
right. You got to turn the radio down so you can focus the park.
Yes, yes.
That's still you.
The clank
Shh,
clank
quiet. I
is
gotta
not.
focus this. Hold on.
It's so loud, and I'm just like,
Okay,
why?
it's doing the most.
Now, if it was just sirens, that would probably be fine. I could
You'd
probably
be
work
okay
with
with
that
that.
actually.
I see. I
Some
see.
horns honking, yeah. But the train rumbling and the clanking of the train
That's too
tracks, the
much for
clanking
you.
of the stapler, I can't do the clanking.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm hearing right now. You can't. That's a sensory overload for you in the time
Uh-huh.
of focus. In
Mm-hmm.
the time of focus, no more clanking. Hallelujah. Sometimes you just got to sing a hymn about it. You know what I mean? In the time of focus, Jesus, just limit the clanking, if you will, ever so slightly. Put a fence around my eardrums, Lord, that you might shelter out the noise, that I might focus on the prize. Hallelujah. See how you could turn just about anything into a message, Lord. I find inspiration in everything, including the stapler and the focus. Hallelujah. So you had an amazing day. You had an amazing
Yeah.
day. It was a clank and a focus and a clank and a focus. You know, it
I
just
mean, it
is.
was busy, but I got
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
is.
work done. I do feel accomplished because although I didn't get a lot of like actual work done, I did get a lot of union business taken care of today.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
all of my list, but like
So you
2/3
didn't
of it.
you didn't have no time for the Diddy trial, then is what I'm hearing.
Oh no. Well, I seen something about an assistant testifying again today
I
and
didn't
him like
really go
forcing her
ahead.
to have like perform oral sex
Oh.
on him.
This ain't the one where they
And
this ain't the one where it was like 15 people and blisters, is it? Because I heard that today.
I don't know. I
Oh.
no, she was saying that she also like had to clean up the
Oh, it gets messy.
rooms and stuff afterwards sometimes.
I
And
didn't
that
hear none of that. Okay,
Cassie had
this is
like
interesting.
ran to her in Turks and Caicos and they had like boarded the door shut and he was like pounding on the door trying to get to Cassie.
Wow. What type of cat and mouse ass guy? That's some kinky shit right there. Oh, you mean
So
she was afraid? Is what I'm
yeah.
hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. This wasn't role playing. Like,
No, like she
okay.
had ran to her and was like, he's gonna kill me or whatever. Like, and so they were like boarding the door.
I wish I knew what the truth was. And I feel like my gut is telling me that Diddy is a straight plumb fool. But at the same time, I'm hearing stuff like, and once again, the next words out of my mouth, they don't even come from a credible source, I guess. But Ray J been out here interviewing. Apparently, he was on Piers Morgan a couple days ago, and he thinks that this is all just blown way out of proportion, and that Cassie is playing both sides, and that this is nowhere near what it's being blown up to be.
Yeah,
This is,
let's
RICO
not.
cases are for mobsters, and
I feel like whatever Ray J says, a decent person should think the exact opposite. Like the exact opposite.
Teensy. You ever heard of a teach? Just put a teach.
Just the exact opposite.
Hey, man, them Raycon headphones apparently is still doing amazing, and I see YouTubers all over still endorsing the Raycon headphones now. That might be the best thing that Ray J ever did.
It might be
endorse some headphones so he could try to compete with Beats by Trey.
It might be. In that case, I commend him. But I mean,
it was better than Soulja Boy's knockoff game console. I felt like this was at least a legitimate product, and people swear
a game console.
Well, it was one of those knockoff Nintendos with the unlicensed games and everything from back in the day. It was one of those buy this and it has 300 games on it. You know what I mean?
I don't remember Soulja Boy had like.
Oh yeah, he had.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, like those things. But you
gotta go back and watch his. You gotta watch his Breakfast Club interview. He was in there really pushing them. This was some time ago. This was some time ago. Maybe pandemic time.
Okay.
Maybe pandemic time. He was really pushing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm disappointed that y'all in here looking at me and y'all won't say what's up. Somebody better come on up in the building. I'm gonna keep tagging folks while we talking, to see if we can encourage some engagement on tonight. I'm interested in what's going on in people's lives. How y'all doing out here in the world? I tell you, I had a relatively busy day. I had a fruitful meeting though, and I felt like I was walking a fine line of trying not to act like I knew too much, because you don't ever want to come off like you the expert on the topic when it's a guest presenter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we had somebody come in to talk about IEPs and 504 plans, and that could be very beneficial when doing advocacy in the realm of academics when you're working with individuals who have 504 plans and IEPs. And so, I have some experience as having worked in the classroom and some experience working special needs and IEP meetings and things of that nature. So I have some knowledge. Clearly, I don't have all the knowledge, but I was able to contribute to the conversation in a positive way. And I also learned some things, which was really good, some helpful things to continue to be able to advocate for folks. So that was a good, productive meeting this morning, even though I didn't want to get up and go because I had so many other things I was trying to knock out, including a haircut, which I ain't got yet. But tomorrow morning, I'm off. And I'm going right to the barbershop. Guarantee it's a haircut video coming tomorrow. You can guarantee that. What Charles Barkley said? Guarantee.
I have to say today I had a moment of realization. So after the meeting, I had met someone that, we have trying to engage in meeting with us for some time. Okay. And it was my first time meeting him actually in person. And I engaged in a conversation with him that was very straightforward, that surprised myself afterwards when thinking about it. I was like, wow, that was really straightforward of me to do that. And I realized there is something about that turning 40 thing. Like, it's a lot of coming into your own and feeling comfortable in your skin that makes
I was just gonna say, like, to me that just sounds like you're becoming more confident and assured of yourself, and that whatever it is that comes before that, it has fallen to the wayside, and here you are stepping into your own. I don't give a damn if it's 40, because I'm an ages and stages guy, and I'm a firm believer that we all get there in our own time. So I don't think a number has to do with it. But what I'm hearing is
people say a lot that it comes at 40. That's
Well,
when
I
you stop
mean,
like really caring about other people's opinions of you. That's when you stop
okay,
like that's when you really get comfortable with yourself and just be like,
yeah,
F you and whatever you think, because this is what I'm doing. Like,
that
and
part.
that's what people talk about with turning 40.
Okay,
And I do find that to be true. I really do.
okay.
Because
I think people try to find symbolism in all types of things and try to validate what they've heard versus what they're experiencing. And I'm still gonna stick with, because I'm gonna get the last word on this, that we all get there in our own time. Yours just seems to be correlating with what your experience and your expectation based off of, I guess, what they say is aligning at the same time. Like you, this could have been you at 30. Just it wasn't. You know what I mean? This could have been
no,
me.
because I feel
This
like
could have been
people
me at 25, but it just wasn't.
are
You know what
still
I mean?
figuring yourself out to be too confident in yourself at 30.
You think
You know
so?
what I mean?
I mean, I've carried this bravado for a long time.
Like, you're an odd duck. So
What do you mean? I'm an odd duck.
you're an odd duck.
Okay.
So that's not the same.
No, I just have always felt like you gotta fake it till you make it, and I ain't never gonna let you see me sweat.
Yeah, that's. But
I be having butterflies all on the inside, but I'm
you're a
standing
fake
strong.
it till you make it is still faking it. Like, at this point, I'm not gonna fake it. You gonna take it as it come or no?
Right. I mean,
so that's what I mean. Like,
it is easier now because I don't have to fake it. Hallelujah.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
it's easier
ain't
now.
no more faking it till you make it. Now this it.
But
Like,
if you
that's all I got.
If you talk to that brother from 10, 20 years ago, he's still gonna come off as the same confident man with his back held straight and his chest poked out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could poke some holes in his defense, though. I can tell you that for sure. I could poke some holes in it. He wouldn't want to come across me because I'll shake his ass down. Like, if you don't get your falsely inflated ass ego the fuck from around me. I see you trying, though. I see what you're going for. You hear me, Bree?
So we also had part of one of my meetings today. We were talking about like active shooters.
What?
And
you heard my voice? My voice went way up. What?
And it's just so weird, like how many different drills you have to do nowadays. Like, when we were little, when I was little, really little, I lived in Decatur. Now, Decatur is on a semi close to a fault line. So we did do earthquake drills where we got under our desk.
I remember that. And the tornado. The tornado.
Yeah. Now, the tornado drills, we lined up in the hallway against the wall.
Crouch down.
And then, and covered your head.
Get your crouch down.
And then we had fire drills. But now we have like active shooter drills. And then we have other extreme weather drills. And it's just, I don't know. It's really crazy the amount of drills that we have to do nowadays. And
I figured this is something that you would be. I figured this is something that you would just expect, though. Hold on, because I'm gonna have to push back again. Is this gonna be my new role on the show? Just the pushback guy. I got the pushback on it. I got to do a little push. I got to push, because I was talking about how the world is a safer place, and I could even make the argument that the world is a safer place because we have things like these drills in place. Now, I could also make arguments for and against them because that's what I do. I should have been on the debate team. I should be a lawyer.
We have drills like this because they're a necessity now. These were not a necessity before Columbine.
Which was in the 90s. That was in the 90s, Bree. And look how long it took
for
us to get nationwide security. Like, Do I like it that I have to be buzzed into a school now? No. I liked the freedom and safety and security of knowing that my community was safe enough to have our schools unlocked during the day, that you could walk in the front door, be expected to report to the
Right.
front office, and be good to go. But I understand, based on experience, that there are people who mean harm, and based off of
I don't
experience. No,
know.
listen, hold on. Listen, based on like, oh, say Columbine was like the first major one, but I guarantee you it wasn't the first one, right? But it became more and more. And so as people look to lash out for whatever reason, mental health or otherwise, that became more of a popular method to achieve that. And so it hasn't become a bigger issue, yes, but I don't think that it, like, if we were to look at like mass shootings and things of that nature, I would imagine that the numbers are about the same, just where they take place, the numbers may be different.
They're
I don't
definitely
know.
higher. Definitely higher.
You think so, just overall in general?
Overall in general.
But they've been
And
happening at campuses since the beginning of like universities
but
and like
not
things, you know what I mean?
nah, not like to the with the frequency
Mm.
and with the amount. Like you have to think about also the types of guns that people have access to
Crazy.
and the amount of
It's
damage that they
crazy.
can do now compared to back in the
Yeah.
past. So
Yeah, that's true.
I just think it's sad. Like there's no argument about the cause of why of the increase and
Yeah.
why that type of stuff. And
I mean, I'm
why
kind of
we
happy
have
that
them.
I'm kind of
I'm
happy
just
that it's in
saying
place though.
it,
I'm happy that
yes.
it's in place.
Although some of these drills like would cause me PTSD just from the drill. Like I can't imagine having to actually go through this act, you know what I mean?
Well,
Where
because some
you're
of them,
doing
I
a
be
drill where you're like
your teacher
they were
actually
talking
acts like
about
they got taken out or something. Like that's
the,
like, why does it have to go that far? Why
they're
can't we
talking
just show you
about
that we can
like
lock the door? Like,
no, yeah, they're talking about like having one with or having it in some places, not in our office.
okay,
They do sometimes where they have like air rifles and actually shoot off an air rifle on one of the floors to see how the rest of the floor how it responds.
okay,
They have in fire drills they'll have something where somebody's going down the stairs and they fall and break their leg and now
that's
they're
new.
incapacitated in the stairwell and it's a fire. What is the response? Like
Oh,
things that
okay.
could like actually, so it's like that type of shit would give me like this was just a drill. I would be so pissed.
I mean, that's some realistic. That's
but
some
that
realistic
is how
training,
you have to.
yeah.
That's like I don't want that deep for
I
training.
remember. Okay, wait.
I like reading the PowerPoint. Thank you. This is good. This is good. This is what
At
I'm
my
trying to do.
at
I'm
my
trying to keep it in
last
mind if I have to.
at my last gig, they was like, it's fight, flight, and freeze.
Yeah.
Pick the one that best suits your situation. That was basically the training. It wasn't no like camp down over here and try to save yourself. No, it was like assess the situation and determine if fight, flight, or freeze is appropriate.
Put if you have a stopper, put the stopper behind the door. If you don't have a thing to lock the door, you could put a chair into it to turn it like this. Yeah, the cabinets, try to stack the cabinets in front of the door, turn the tables this way, lay flat on the floor because this is just drywall.
Please don't think that wall is going to save you.
See what's in the room that you can use as a weapon in case they get through it. Are there ink pens you can use to stab them in the eye or scissors?
You playing with me right now.
Is there a table leg that you can break?
I did. Now I
All
did do
these,
that
I was like, oh my gosh.
when I was living in Quincy. Somebody ran across my roof and they jumped off the front porch awning. And as they was coming across the roof, I had time to jump up out of my chair in my office, run to the dining room, look around. I snatched a leg off one of the chairs in the dining room and went out the front door as he was coming off the top of the thing and kept on rolling. But I didn't know what the hell was happening. But I know somebody was about to catch some chair leg up in here real. They was about to catch some chair leg up in here real quick. Okay. Let me tell you. And then they kept on rolling. So I imagine somebody was chasing them. I don't know.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I'd have been watching the news later, like, who was he running from?
I chose to live in the hood. That's where I felt comfortable. So, you know, I had to have somebody run across my roof on a good chase. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Praise the Lord, you know.
It sounds like
yeah, quality good times. You act like you ain't never had anybody run across your roof or something. Come on now.
I ain't never
We're not
had
gonna
nobody
do that.
run across my roof. But when I lived in Miami, we did have somebody who had robbed a bank and crashed the car in our neighborhood, ran through our backyard, and they didn't see him come out on the other side. Like they had lost visual of him, so they wanted to like search the back part of our house. So they like pulled us outside by like we came outside and it was a whole SWAT team, like guns, like
wow.
Liam was scared of the police for like 2 years after that because he was a toddler, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liam was
that'll
scared
do
of
something to you.
Like, yeah,
that'll do something.
He was scared of police for a good little minute after that.
For sure.
Because we came out to the SWAT team.
Is that,
we was just in the room watching Matilda, having a nice day.
What you say? Minding my own business, just
minding our own business.
Lord have mercy, not just minding my own business. Yo, I am still over here trying to run this thing up. I am tagging all of my friends. Do you hear me?
I thought you might have been. It's probably because they're watching the game.
It is. They definitely watching the game. What's the score? You got the score?
I don't. I can look it up.
Indiana finna win. I could check real fast. Let me see here.
It's 84-96 Knicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they might make this a series because Minnesota got knocked out last night. OKC went ahead and sold that thing up in game 5, 4-1. Yo, the Timberwolves is going home empty-handed. No Western Conference championship and no championship berth. We're going to find out if Indy or New York go to face OKC in the finals. But I don't think it matters which team comes out of the East because ain't nobody finna beat the Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Or, excuse me, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What did I say? Shai Gil. Let me give the whole Gilchrist in there. Okay. Let me give him his full name. I don't know where that name comes from. I imagine it's got some cultural heritage roots in it, from somewhere. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I've never even heard the name Gilchrist before. Have you?
I have not.
I got to see what the origins of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is. Where is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from? Oh, he's Canadian.
Oh.
He's from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Grew up in Hamilton. His mother, Charmaine Gilgeous. Also, Gilgeous is the last name. His mother's maiden name, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, or maybe it was his name. I don't know where the Alexander come from. Okay, let me find out. She was in the 400. Huh?
What you said? You don't know where the Alexander comes from? That's his last name?
Well, it must be hyphenated if it's Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, Alexander's the last name. That's my friend's.
Right. But if his mother's name is Charmaine Gilgeous,
Then maybe
I'm
his dad's name. Yeah.
yeah. Where does the Alexander come from in Shea Gildress Alexander? Google be knowing. We about to see what they talking about.
That's probably his dad's
Um,
name. His
you
mom
think
probably
so?
yeah.
Well, I don't know. We about to find out.
If
Lord
his
have mercy.
mom,
Oh, his dad's name is Vaughn. He's from Canada as well. Mom Charmaine. Let me see what Vaughn's name is. How y'all doing? We up here just looking up the ancestral roots of Shea Gildress Alexander. Remember, I told you, you never know what you might pop up on here. It could be a deviled egg conversation. What was yesterday?
Lord, I don't remember.
Come on now, I need the Lord to remember. You ain't them, no. You're not the Lord, but you made in their image.
Oh no.
Remember, Bree.
I can't.
Remember. Okay, you can't remember. Okay, I'm gonna move on from this if I can't figure it out real fast. Born in Toronto, raised in Hamilton, proudly calls Canada home. That connection just isn't on paper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out later. I don't know. What y'all know about Shea Gildress Alexander? Bree.
What up?
You got any big plans for the weekend?
Well, Tristan has prom on Saturday.
Let's go.
And then I have some plans on Sunday.
Yay. Oh, she can't talk about it. You know what's special when she can't speak of them. She got plans on Sundays. She can't put all her business out in the streets.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting my day with the rescheduled therapy session.
On Sunday?
On Sunday.
Oh, shit. When you wasn't putting your business out in the streets, I didn't imagine it was starting with a therapy session.
Yeah. I ain't going to put the rest of my business out in the streets.
Okay.
You know, I'm pro therapy, so therapy people.
You ain't never heard me speak an ill word about therapy publicly.
Publicly.
What? What happened? What?
Well, I ain't never said an ill word about it privately or publicly. And
didn't nobody need you reiterating my language
of my
Some
mother.
People might have just moved right on past that, and here you is highlighting specific words in my statement. I don't appreciate that.
In the words of my mother, I think everybody needs therapy.
Me too. I have always said that. But you know,
that's what she says. You think everybody needs therapy? I be like, they do. They do.
They do. Here's where, and I don't even know if we disagree in this manner, but I think that some people still get more non-traditional therapeutic supports in the sense they utilize other folks. Like, I'm big into utilizing my friends, and I'm big into utilizing my family. Like,
I believe everybody should see a licensed clinical therapist, including you, and you can keep trying to talk about who you utilize.
Well, first of all, I want it to be acknowledged that I don't let things go unaddressed. Okay, and so while I am a man's man at heart, and I, at 42, am still working on being less bristled and more vulnerable and all of those sorts of things, I do acknowledge mental health. I do acknowledge my own mental health. However, I'm still in the phase of going through my friends and family. That's right. Hallelujah. And my pastor. That's right. That's right. So, there may, and so just let's be transparent about the situation. I have no problem with it. In the reality of the situation, I probably don't have the most healthy relationship with therapy, more formal therapeutic supports, in the sense that it was forced on me as a juvenile and I rejected it. Now, I don't know that I carry those same sentiments into adulthood, but I do know that I am a very self-aware individual. I don't think, and once again, correct me where I need corrected and shine lights if I'm, not representing it correctly, but I think I'm very self-aware of where my shortcomings are. And even thoughts or ideologies that I have that might not be popularly reflected, I know where they derive from and I know why I choose to have them. And in terms of like dealing with, things like depression and stuff like that, I'm big into using coping strategies. I'm big into learning, and a lot through my job, through trainings. I'm always learning new strategies and coping skills, and I'm applying those on myself just as much as I'm encouraging those that I work with to utilize those. So in that vein, I struggle to wrap my sanctified imagination around that there's someone who is capable of having
who is smarter than me.
I mean that we could have that conversation. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know like what magic I'm expecting to happen from this encounter, but I mean, I'm definitely going to need it to be fruitful. But I also know that I'll never find that fruitful conversation that I may desperately need if I don't go searching for it.
Yeah. I love therapy. I don't know. I have through my insurance, I have the opportunity to be part of the program where it's completely free. So first of all, sign me up for free therapy anytime, like free. I'll take it. So it's completely free, but it's a 2-part thing where I have a counselor and a coach. So it's like, I talk things through really more with my counselor, and then my coach gives me, tips on
practical application and strategies.
Yeah. So, I feel like that's great because it's 2 sessions in a week. So it's like you're not trying to squeeze both of those things into 1 hour. So I get like an entire hour to just dump about like all of the stuff that is going. There is one thing though, like my therapist, like my life be lifing for real, right?
I ain't never denied it.
So
Lola, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget just how much it be lifing until I life it with you. You know what I mean? Until I'm lifing it with you, and then I go, "Oh yeah, okay. This is what that's like."
So, I I feel like everybody has stuff that they deal with. Nobody has a perfect life. Like,
amen.
Even no matter how much money you have, or
how glory, yes,
have, or how little kids you have, or what mate you have. Like, everybody has something in their life that they're going through.
Yes.
And so I don't, really be, my life be lifing, but other people's do too. So I don't really be thinking that much of it as far as like, wow, this is extreme. But when I'm talking to my therapist though, and it's like, I'm just telling her what has happened in the last week since I've talked to her, and I'm just giving her a weekly update, and she says, wow, like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, dang, my life is a little more strenuous than other people's, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all have different tolerances, and I'm a firm believer that God don't put more on us than we could bear, and I know exactly how strong you are. But I also know that He could cut you some slack sometime. Let's start from when I'm around. When I'm around, Lord, when I'm around, Lord,
a little smoother. Like, literally. Okay, the last time you were around me, was I had car troubles during the move out. What the
Mhm.
time before that was that my stepdad's funeral, and then my mom fainted, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
like, yeah. I mean,
The birthday party was cool.
oh yeah, the birthday party was
The
good.
birthday party was
that
cool.
was the time before that. Yep.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
The birthday party was cool.
The birthday
Yeah, yeah.
party was cool. Yep.
Okay, so look, see, there was something.
It's
you
not
know what I mean?
all bad. See, I have good times.
Okay, so 33% of the time I can expect things to go smoothly.
This is 33% of the time.
Okay,
My life is good.
This
Things
is
are
what
fine.
I mean, that's perspective for your ass. That lets you know, hey, there. It lets you quantify what that good looks like.
Yeah.
Let me quantify what good looks like for me. Yo, you know what I thought about?
What happened?
I thought about letting ChatGPT decide what we talk about tonight.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I know that we've been talking for over 40 minutes and we haven't done that yet. But what if we allowed it to choose a topic for us here real quick?
Okay.
Yo, what up, my guy? How you doing? I'm glad we stuck around long enough to say what up to J Life in the building. What's good with you, homie? You know it's always all love up in here. I hope you're having an amazing night on tonight. I hope that your work week has been going well. Have you been able to get back to work? I know that you was recovering, my guy. So I hope that that recovery continues to move in the right direction and you continue to trend upward. And yeah, let me know. Type it in the comments section if you've been able to get back to work yet, man. I'm doing amazing. Breeze asking how you doing on tonight.
I am ready for bed.
Already?
Yeah. I think I kind of like the wrapping up the night with the night show, and then it does put me right on to bed.
So I put you to sleep is what you're saying?
No, I mean it's a nice.
I'm born enough to just go on and put you to bed is what I'm hearing.
No, it's a nice
Yo, that's what's up, man.
For the night, you know what I mean?
I'm actually glad.
Well, that's good.
That things have been going great, man. That's what's up. Let me tell you, I'm still adjusting to this nighttime stuff in the sense that tonight I didn't have to, but I was also like I hadn't quite taken my nighttime medication good just yet, or my endeavors leading up to the show slowed me down enough. I guess to be distracted enough not to need a nap and not also be sleepy induced, if you will. But what I've noticed is I've been wanting to lay down before the show, and I don't go to sleep after the show, and I'm up till 11 or midnight. And that's because I've got like a lot of energy left from the show. Because for me, when the red light goes on, I'm turned up.
Yeah.
And so I guess we're not like staying live long enough for me to burn up all that energy or something.
We were live for an hour and a half last night.
It was like 120.
Long enough.
It was like 120. Don't be out here fabricating. You out here stretching.
I got dinner in the toaster oven, and we got 15 minutes.
What should me and my friend talk about? Oh, sorry. I'm just over here.
You gonna ignore what I just said?
I'm making inquiries with ChatGPT. Okay, so sorry. Okay. What was that you said? I'm sorry.
I said I got dinner in the toaster oven, so we got 15 minutes.
You got dinner in the toaster oven?
Yeah, I'm starving.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, we've got would you rather questions. We got deeper conversations. Okay. What's something you're proud of recently?
Of course, my child. We talked about that yesterday.
I was waiting on that. Okay, let's go to the next question. What scares you but excites you at the same time?
scares me but excites me at the same time.
At the same damn
Um,
time. At the same damn
my
time.
kids growing up and moving on or out and whatnot, like
Yeah.
it's like my life for I'm what 41.
Couple decades.
I had Layla at 22, so almost 20 full years.
All you have to do is just say how old she is. That's you don't have to count.
Well,
We just
I
talked about how
mean,
you don't do math well with noise.
I guess technically it is 20 full years because I mean I'm counting in utero, like you know what I
My
mean.
bad.
I
That's
have been
right.
taking care
I will never
of these
discount your
kids.
utero. Okay.
Like
I will
you
never
know what I
discount
went
your
through.
utero. Yep. No. It's
So,
just I respect all women's uteros, but I do know how long and how much your utero endured.
yes. So yeah, I've spent I guess what would be 20 years now
Yeah.
taking care of children and my life revolving around them. And so
Yeah.
now that they're moving on and like growing up, starting their own lives, it's like now what is my life like? But I'm also very excited for it because
Okay.
I haven't really, I lived alone my junior year of college. I lived in an apartment by myself.
Not very
But that-
long. Didn't you get a roommate?
temporarily, but he moved out. He moved
Oh,
out.
okay.
He got his,
Said I was trying to be alone, motherfucker.
but I was alone for most of that school year.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I've ever lived alone. And I would like to do so again.
I'm about to say you probably don't do well on your own.
I think
No. I think you like the idea of it. I think once you're actually alone, you're gonna be like, I wonder what my kids are doing.
I mean, they already don't be around me.
That's true. Well, because they have lives, you know what I mean? That's not true. Let me say that's not true. First of all, I'm sure you have one sitting in close proximity to you as we speak.
Different.
Hold on, pause.
And that probably
pause,
won't never change.
Pause. Right. Yeah. And then the other two see you frequently. I mean, they check in like a mofo now. They want to tell you a funny joke, what they saw on TikTok, what happened at school.
They might, but listen here.
Or you gonna call them to bring you a Pepsi or something?
Tristan is very out of sight, out of mind. Like when I was in the hospital with Liam, if I wouldn't have called him, I would have not, he didn't call me. I think he texted me 3 times. One time to say, load more money on my bus card. One time to say, I can't find my debit card, lock it for me. And the third time to say, I found it, unlock it.
I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference from not being around you and being self-sufficient. Because what I feel like is he demonstrated self-sufficiency and responsibility during a time of crisis versus him not being around you, because he'd be around you.
Well, what I'm saying is when he's here.
Yeah.
When I'm home.
But the out of sight part.
Yeah, he will come in my room at the end of the day, tell me about his day. We'll talk for a good 30, 45 minutes, hour, when I'm here.
Yeah.
But like when I go on vacation or I'm out of town or in the hospital, like if I'm not in, he's not going to call me to have that same conversation. If I'm not there, I miss out.
Well, you going to call him. You going to call him.
I'm sure there'll be nights he's not going to answer.
He won't. Your baby won't ignore you, will he?
He probably would.
I got one brother.
I'm doing homework. I'll call you later or something.
That's communication. I got one brother. You know who it is, and I ain't gonna say his name because I ain't gonna put him out there on blast like that. But you know who you are. That sometimes you don't answer phone, sometimes you do, and you be trying to flip it around on us like it's us now. But you the one that don't answer. But you do sometimes.
But
I don't think your baby gonna do you like that.
I'm not sure what Liam would be like. He already Liam already isn't, I feel like, as close as to me as the other two.
Here come one of them right now coming to see you.
No.
Oh, that's the senior one. He said no.
He's already like, he don't tell me as much as the other two do. I have to like pry information out of him.
Yeah.
And he can literally go all day. Like he'd be, you know, I see him in the morning when he go off to school, and then he'll come home for the club and go to the bathroom, take a shower, and then go straight to his room and go to sleep. And I'd be like, he didn't even come in. He, you know,
yeah.
He did that the other night while we was live. By the time we got off, he was asleep. I hadn't seen him the whole day.
Busy young man. Yeah. He has an amazing social life.
He does. And he's just now going into high school. Yeah. So that's my social butterfly though. So you know, it is what it is.
ChatGPT doesn't really impress me. Like maybe I should ask it for better questions. I know on Monday, like I was thinking that this silly business idea might be a good thing. Like if we brainstormed a silly business idea together out loud online, that might be something interesting. But ChatGPT is gonna have to come up with some better suggestions than this. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean that's just kind of is what it is. We probably should go on and wrap this thing up for this evening. We did get started a little bit late, and I don't want to deprive you of none of that goodness you got prepared over there. Well, hell, let me just
so late.
Let me just talk. Like I'm gonna talk 10 more minutes here, real quick, okay? When you hear me say, when you hear me say,
you gonna get the last word tonight.
You funny as hell, yo. You damn sure gonna get the last word tonight, let me tell you. Go on and keep playing around here if you want to. You damn sure gonna get this last word. Hey, yo, Bree.
What up?
I appreciate you for rocking out with me and keeping this thing rolling. I look forward to getting back to this thing with you on Monday. I am off tomorrow. I got 3-day weekend. I'm rubbing it in your face and everybody else's. But I also want to remind you folks that we have an amazing interview coming up on this Sunday, 4:20 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Blunt Talk, Milk, and Joe are going to be back in the building. You know what? We got the Godson will be in the house. I'm sure Mrs. Godson is going to come and slide and donate her voice for the cause because, you know, she don't ever make no appearance. But occasionally she'll throw a word or two out there on you. And then we might have a special guest co-host coming to join us for this very special conversation. We have a marijuana author, advocate, and so much more in the building on Sunday. We are continuing the conversation that we started, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago when we started talking about marijuana and mental health. We're going to learn so much about this individual and what they do and how marijuana is medicine for them and their cause to educate the world on the positive effects of marijuana and how it can benefit you and your life. So I look forward to that conversation on Sunday. You don't want to miss it. Of course, the vibes will always be high. And then Milk and Bree will be back Monday night, as always, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. The late night delight. I am the milkman. Until next time.
I'm just Bree, and I'll get the last word.
No, you don't. First of all, you said I could have it. You can't take it back.
That's when you said you were going to be talking for about 10 minutes.
10 more minutes then, all right?
All right. You can have it.
1,000. 3.